Is Jordan Pickford taking the goal kick?
He played out to Maguire there.
That's into Trent Alexander-Arnold, who actually takes someone on.
He's crossed it into Kane here,
Kane has fallen over again.
but it's led to Saka on the right. He's got the ball.
Saka puts the ball in.
And there's Ben Mee arriving at the back post.
Scorpion kick!
Ben Mee has fucking scored.
Ben Mee. All right, I'm on delivery right now. What do you want to eat?
Oh, Wingstop's, that's tickling me, to be honest.
It's not even far. It's only 20 minutes. All right, what should I get you?
Yeah, I'll just get normal. 7 wings.
It's 8.
8, we'll go 8 then.
Do you want boneless or what?
Boneless.
What dip do you want?
Barbecue.
Nah, they only have ranch, blue cheese, and honey mustard, so you got to pick one.
I'll go blue cheese. They go with wings. Joey Diaz taught me well.
I don't recommend Wingstop on a regular basis, by the way. It's just unhealthy.
That's not bad. It could be worse.
No, it couldn't be worse. That is horrible. That's a horrible choice of food. No, not a horrible choice, but just a consistent amount of Wingstop is not good for you.
Right, so it's happening. It's born. The Bottle Job Podcast.
My name is Rimedi.
And my name is Toby.
And normally during every podcast, we dissect every single group from A to H. But we're not doing that today.
No, we've got our recurring segments. We've got 99 Potential, which covers rising stars coming out through the World Cup.
We have 20-second vision, where we try to create a wacky prediction in under 20 seconds for the World Cup.
And we have Avit, which is full of our most outrageous takes.
But today, Gareth Southgate has named his 55-man squad.
Yeah, it's a bit of a special. Let's talk about who's going to get in.
Well, I think you've just made the plane. I've just made the plane. And everyone listening to this has made the plane too, because 55 people is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck is that about?
So instead of 55 people, let's try and whittle it down to our 26.
Yeah, I mean, what will help is the amount of injuries we're getting at the moment.
It is crazy, isn't it?
It's so sad, mate. I mean, we've lost Reece James, best right back in football.
It's a bit of a hot take. You
No,
doing the
facts.
section early?
Facts.
Okay, Kyle Walker's also out of the World Cup, and he's a big part of the England system under Southgate.
I mean, he's a massive player. If we're playing a 5, those two are starting straight away.
And if we're talking about a 55-man squad, we also got to speak about young talents like Ebere Eze, Bukayo Saka, Phil Foden, and these types of guys, which lends itself perfectly to this section, 99 Potential.
99 Potential is our version of FIFA Journeys, but, well, good.
The Scout section is where we identify young players who've had a rocky road to Qatar, but they will go from kid to GOAT.
So for 99 Potential, who are you going with for this World Cup for England?
I'm going to go with Arsenal's main man, Bukayo Saka. Now, Bukayo Saka grew up in an area very close to me in West London. He went to a school very close to me and he got good grades like me. So I really resonate with him. I think so far this season, he's been playing at an unbelievable level. We already know what happened last year at the Euro final. He missed a penalty and he got a lot of racial abuse, a lot of stick. And he came back last season with 11 goals and 7 assists. And he really proved himself to be Arsenal's main man. Now, with this season starting, everybody said he started off very slowly, but he's playing at a mind-boggling level for Arsenal right now. He's already scored 4 goals, scoring in big moments, scored against Liverpool, the 2 goals with the penalty and with the tap-in as well. And Bukayo Saka is really going from strength to strength at Arsenal. I think the role that he plays under Mikel Arteta, he needs to replicate that for England with Gareth Southgate. And Gareth Southgate, knowing him, he'll just put Bukayo Saka at left back or at left wing back.
Yeah.
And really and truly, he's one of the most important players that England have because he's so unique. I think he's one of the first names on the team sheet for England, and it just goes to show when he plays at right wing, you saw what he did against Germany. He came off the bench, set up a couple chances, he had a one-on-one. Even though that was missed, I still think Bukayo Saka could really be that dependable player for England in a way that Phil Foden hasn't been so far.
I agree. He's one of the few that actually puts it in for England. There's not many.
But Toby, who is your 99 Potential story that you're going to go over?
So I'm going with a man that the whole world's talking about, and he's not playing in England. It's Jude Bellingham. The whole world wants to see this player more and more. We want him to come over back to England. He is going to be a star at this World Cup. I mean, the way this boy carries the ball forward, drives his build, everything about him says star, and he's going to be just that. But there are intangible products when it comes to football that will influence the game. I mean, Gary Neville once said, it's written in the stars. And when it comes to Bellingham, this is a man that left Birmingham. They retired that number 22 shirt. He goes to Dortmund, number 22. We're playing the World Cup in 2022, and Jude Bellingham, number 22, brings home number 2, our second World Cup. It just makes sense. Everything about it is written in the stars for me, and Jude will be that guy. He will make his name, it's starred in lights bringing home the World Cup.
You really planned that 22-2-2. That was amazing.
I'm seeing
actually.
patterns. I'm seeing patterns here, Rimedi.
So we all know that Jude Bellingham grew up in the Birmingham Academy. He had his shirt retired, but why do you think for him it was a great move to go to Dortmund? And to be fair, for other English players to move abroad as well.
I think the key to it is it's going from a boy to a man, taking yourself outside your comfort zone, learning a new language, playing a new style of football, really putting yourself outside of your comfort zone is something that will help you develop and mature and grow. And this is something we've seen before from the likes of, you've got Tomori and Tammy, they're over in Italy. I think Mason Mount was on loan in Holland. Players are starting to take themselves outside their comfort zone more in England. It's good to see.
Oh, I'm getting a notification from Deliveroo on my phone.
Oh, shit, food's here.
Food's here. Over to you, Jeff. All right. The name is Ahmed, and you got to give the code 31.
Boss, I got a question for you. How are England going to do in the World Cup? How are England going to do in the World Cup?
What did you say?
How are England going to do in the World Cup?
No, can I get the code, please?
Ahmed, 31. No answer? No answer. There we have it.
Cheers, Jeff.
He didn't seem very keen on England winning it, did he?
He did not think it was coming home. But that was one of our mechanics on the show. Before the show starts, we're going to be ordering food and it's going to deliver to us on the set. And we're going to be basically asking the delivery driver what they think their prediction is for the World Cup.
Yeah. They might not think it's coming home, but they're bringing those wings home, and that's what really matters. Well, we touched earlier on those injuries. They're going to be a problem. We've lost two top players. We do have a lot of right-backs. We've got your Trippiers, we've got your Trents. But we also got someone else. We've got Ben White, who's been at your club. He's been fantastic this season playing in a 4 on that right back. He can fill in a 4 in the centre-back role. And he could play in a 5 on that right side. So for England, he'd be a top option, wouldn't he?
I think Ben White is one of those players that are like super versatile. You can play him right centre-back, you can play him right back, and he will give you that 10 out, not a 10, but he'll give you at least a 7 out of 10 every week. And with the World Cup coming around, wow, this food's actually kind of spicy. With the World Cup coming around, you need to actually try to find players that fit in different systems and different positions. And
I'm more comfortable with White at right back in a 4 than Trent at the moment, because this boy is being torn to shreds.
And the thing is with Trent, everybody has their opinion on him, but he still should go to the World Cup.
Oh, he's definitely an asset to have in the squad, because we don't have a lot of creativity. We lack goals, and he can give you that.
Well, speaking of predictions, this is the 20-second vision.
This is the part where we predict a fixture's future with the imagination of De Bruyne and the precision of Heskey.
What will the future hold with 20-second vision? So, Toby, what's going to happen to England at the World Cup? Your time starts in 3, 2, 1.
Right, we're going to get to the final. The lights are going to go off. You're going to hear glass smash. The music hits, and stone cold Sean Dyche comes in. He hits Gareth Southgate with a stunner, spits out some gravel he's been using as chewing gum, screams at the England players, "We're playing 4-4-2, and England win the World Cup." That's how we're doing it. We're winning it in the most Brexit fashion possible. That is my 20-second vision, and I've done it under that. That's
amazing.
That's something else.
That's
that really
amazing.
is something else.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to give the button to Toby.
Right. What is your 20-second vision for Gareth Southgate at this World Cup?
Gareth Southgate is not actually going to put on a waistcoat. He's going to put on an Arabic traditional dress. He's going to wear a thobe, as they call it in that culture. We're not going to call it Gareth waistcoat, Gareth suit. He's going to put on a thobe, and he's going to take England to the promised land of the World Cup. He's going to be making the players wear that dress too, and everybody's going to be happy lifting the World Cup trophy. Let's do it.
I think Gareth rocks the fuck out that dress,
I think he does. I rock it too.
Yeah, mate, I'm sure I've seen.
No.
Looking good.
Right, let's get to the moment that we've all been waiting for. Toby, who makes your 26-man squad?
Well, it's a special list. We're whittling it down from the 55, but there are certain names that are just in that squad. We know they're in that squad, not just because they're Gareth's favourites, but there's just certain players that you can't not pick. First off, keepers. Who are we going with? We're going with Pickford,
Yeah.
Ramsdale, Pope.
Okay.
Done? Out the way? We've got
Easy.
those three?
Easy. Right backs. Now, would you take Reece James?
Look, that actually leads me to Avit. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna have to bring this section forward.
I wasn't planning for it, but
Like Sunday League left backs, no room for nonsense. Only Marmite.
these are our podcast's most outrageous takes without trying to be cancelled. So, Toby, what is your Avit moment?
We are not taking Reece on that plane.
What?
As good as he is, as much as I hype him up, he's the best right back in football for me. I can't not have him the whole season. I'm not rushing him back. I'm not putting him on that plane. When you got Trippier, you got Trent, you got Ben White, you got options. You don't need to have. I know he's the best, but we don't have to have him because I am not sacrificing Reece James for a whole season because he's been rushed back to play at the World Cup.
I can't believe it. You're putting your club over your country?
This is what you'll learn from me, Rimedi. I am quite the selfish bastard, and the Chelsea do have to come first. I love England. I want England to do well, but I can't let the Chelsea come at the expense.
I totally agree. So that was your Avit moment. Okay, so who do you think should be in the England right back setup?
Right. Well, we've got to have Trippier. I mean, Trippier can play left back as well. He's just fantastic. Trent's got to be there. He gives us a creative outlet. He's good going forward, especially in those games where playing a low block. He is perfect for that. Ben White. Am I counting him as a right back? Sort of, because he can do the job there.
True. Okay, so left backs, we've got Luke Shaw.
Chile in a 5 can do a job. I think Shaw will start the majority of games like the Euros. If
Definitely, and Trippier can play as a left back. He can play as a left wing
exactly.
back. So it could be, here and there. Left back, our left backs aren't really that good.
No,
We're calling spade a spade.
right back that's our forte.
Exactly. So midfield.
We're not going to go for centre backs first.
I actually forgot about centre backs. My bad, guys. All right, go on.
Well, they are boring players. We've got to go with that. Speaking of
That's
boring,
why I forgot them.
Yeah, boring players. So I got Harry Maguire. Bored of talking about him because everyone hates him. But you were taking him, right?
Absolutely.
So he's in the squad.
John Stones has to be there.
John Stones.
I think he's back in training now.
John Stones is the best England full
By far. So John Stones, Eric Dyer.
I'll bring him based on form. He can play in a 3. He can play that middle role.
True. Anyone else with Tomori? Playing well.
Yeah.
You can say Ben White as well. He can do the right
Ben
back.
White, he was sort of in that right back. He comes under all
That's
of them.
4 or 5 centre backs. I think that should be enough. You can't
we'll be
take
alright.
that many defenders. Come on, Gareth.
No,
Okay.
we'll be all right. Right, so midfielders. Who are
Declan
we
Rice.
going? Declan Rice
He's
walks
having a
in.
great season
One of
for
the
West
first
Ham.
names on the team sheet.
100%. Jude, as you mentioned earlier.
Jude, fantastic. Calvin
If he's fit,
he hasn't kicked a ball all season.
That's the problem,
But
but
you
if-
sort of think what he gives you, he's good to have.
if he's fit, I think Calvin Phillips is one of the first names on the team sheet. I think he's
I'm
that
with you.
good of a midfielder.
Yeah. I'm going to throw one out here. Ruben. This is very recency bias, and I am a bit biased, of course, because he's Chelsea. But I would say he's another one who can sort of fill in a wing back when he needs to, can play in a 3 better than a 2, but can play in the pivot if needed. Very unique profile and how he drives with the ball, and he started to hit a bit of form in the last few weeks under Potter. I don't think he'd be an awful option to bring.
Was it not that bad? But he definitely made my 55. My 55 Ruben's definitely there. But
Okay, him or Ward-Prowse, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm kind of putting him up against.
I think Ward-Prowse just has to be there. Set pieces. But you know when it comes to Ward-Prowse, everybody speaks about his set pieces. I think he's much more than a set piece taker. Got great engine on him. He can pass the ball. He can defend up to a decent level. I think Ward-Prowse should be on the team sheet for England.
Yeah, do you know what? You're kind of swaying me. I'm getting a bit of recency bias with Ruben, but I do love it.
Were you
He's
swayed
a
by
top-looking
Ruben's looks?
bloke. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I don't even go that way, but Ruben's he's a good-looking guy.
Fair enough. Okay, so midfield, defense done. We have to move on to the wingers. So should we start off with the right?
Yeah, Saka.
But actually, should we include number 10s in that?
Yeah, sort of, because I'd say someone who Southgate's never going to pick, and I don't know why. I don't know what his problem is with him. Madders. Get Madders on that plane.
Has to be there. He's 5 goals already so far for Leicester this season.
And Leicester. Let's not forget, Leicester are shit. They
Diabolical.
are. Let's not forget how bad they are at football. They are not good. And he is thriving in that team. He is the man. He creates, he scores, he's a good passer, he keeps the ball well. Everything about Madders is fantastic. And he suits our England set up to the ground. We struggle with goals, and he doesn't want to use him. I can't make sense of that.
All right, I have a serious question for you. What is your take on Mason Mount?
If you'd asked me pre-Potter, I'd have had a very different opinion.
Probably he's
And the
cash now. He's not. He's
Absolutely.
poised.
No, exactly. He was walking around like shrapnel. It was it was dreadful. Honestly, he had long hair. It was all shaggy, and now he's got a nice fade going on.
Yeah.
He looks like his normal self. He's switching the play with his left foot. He's looking more creative. He's getting assists from open play, which he was struggling to do.
Okay, right wing, left wing. So let me give you a couple names. Bukayo Saka definitely has to be there.
Oh, absolutely.
Raheem Sterling. To be honest,
mate.
if I speak about Raheem Sterling, he plays amazingly for England, but this season for Chelsea so far, it's not really been that guy.
No, I've seemed very biased with Ruben and Mount. Sterling, weirdly, was one of the ones that was quite good under Tuchel. And under Potter, he's been one of the worst players.
Really?
Oh, mate, he's honestly, I don't know what's happened to him. He's taking too many touches, dawdling on the ball. Everything about him has just looked off.
Do you think it's because he's come to the new Chelsea team, new managers, everything's just a bit different to him now? He's not coming in the back post scoring
You're not just with-
tap-ins with Pep.
And also, it's Pep, where nothing changes. Whereas you rock up to Chelsea after 6 weeks, you're like, oh, wow, new boss. It's what happens.
Like the Prime Minister, everything changes at Chelsea.
Yeah.
So, Saka, Sterling, we have to speak about Foden as well.
Sterling definitely goes, but whether he starts now, I'm a bit more up for debate.
It's true. But he always plays well for
That's the
England. So you
thing.
can't really...
And one man who doesn't, Foden.
I think the idea of Foden is better than what Foden actually is so far for England. I think we have this idea of Phil Foden that he's this player that is so elegant for England. He can control everything. But Southgate is playing him on the wing. He's doing Ryan Giggs shift. We need to not do that with Phil Foden. If you want to really get the best out of Phil Foden, play him in the middle of the park. Get him feeding the ball. Get him assisting. Get him making him
Do you think maybe a
those
10,
passes too.
10 sort of role might
Exactly. Not really on the wing, because for me, the starting English wingers are Saka, Sterling, even Grealish ahead of Foden on the wing as
What are
well.
your thoughts on Rashford at the moment?
Look, if you asked me a month ago, I'd be like, get this guy out of here. But Rashford is playing in some really, really good form for Man United at the moment. He's scoring goals, assisting, taking people on, making good decisions sometimes. But I think Rashford needs to go to the World Cup. I think he has to.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the hunger is back for him, and not for the kids, obviously, that he's been feeding so well. But he's done fantastic, and this season he's really looked like the old Rashford, because he looked like a top player a couple of years back.
For England.
Someone we haven't mentioned, Jadon Sancho. What are your thoughts on Jadon Sancho? Because when I look at him, I think, the Wolf of Wall Street, it's a fugazi. What is Jadon Sancho? What does he do?
This is my Avid section. So you had your Avid section
Right.
with Reece James. This is mine. I think that, again, the idea of Jadon Sancho is better than what we see for England and for Man United. At Dortmund, he was playing amazingly, but it's Dortmund. It's not really the Premier League. And he comes to the league. Man United fans have completely switched on him. I think Jadon Sancho is just a shell of his former self. And I just think that he's just not really the same guy anymore. And I think maybe the pressure of Man United got to him or something else. I just don't know what it is with Jadon Sancho. And for me, he doesn't even make the 55-man squad.
I'm with you. I'm actually with you. As
Man
much as
United
it's in
fans, don't
Avid,
kill me.
I think what you said there is absolutely spot on. If I want a player who's amazing at running up to a winger, turning around, not taking him on, and passing it backwards, I'll call Jadon Sancho. He's the
unbelievable.
man. But there's not really many wingers you want to do that, and he is that guy. I don't know what he does. I'm with you. I'm fully
Okay.
with you. I'm backing that Avid. If there's any United fans coming at us, go for it.
All
Come
right.
on.
So, strikers now.
Yeah. First one.
Not Kane, no, I'm joking. Harry Kane.
Is it?
Let's call this.
Is it? Because
Well,
I'm watching
to be
Ivan
fair-
Toney this season. I've watched Kane for England. And I know he got a golden boot. I know he did score goals.
Let's be real. That golden boot was the most fugazi golden boot
Exactly.
of all time. He scored a bogus hat trick against Panama. I
A
think
little header where he fell on the floor. Sort of
was
thing
it
in the last
Tunisia? Okay, that was a good goal, I guess. And the penalty against Colombia. Like, really, are we really?
minute. It's the worst gold boot in World Cup history. It is the
I'll back
worst.
that. I'll back that. That's spot on. But yeah, Harry Kane, he doesn't really play that good for England, but he'll get a goal.
He'll
from
get a
penalty.
pen, and then everyone goes, "Oh, Kane scored again."
My striker, Harry Kane. That's what people will say.
I'm not having it. I'm not fooled. The eyes don't lie.
The stats,
But-
they fool people
Yeah,
too.
but the eyes don't lie for Ivan Toney, and I'm watching this guy this season, and everything about this guy's game is just fantastic.
All right. Just hear me out, guys. Ivan Toney is like a baby Didier Drogba.
I'm with you, man.
You see it?
I see.
You're a Chelsea fan, so you know more
Yeah.
than me. But when I see him, I just get Drogba vibes off him.
Well, yeah, sort of 7 or 8 out of 10 at everything.
And one thing I think is that's really underrated about Ivan Toney is his final pass. He just he has the sniff, he has the smell for the final ball,
Yeah.
the amount of weight to put on the pass. I think Ivan Toney is good at that. So I think for me, if I was the boss, and I'm not the boss, so England fans do not come at me, I just think Ivan Toney should
Man,
start.
I do think that. Part of me thinks, is it because I hate Spurs? And I do hate Spurs.
Yeah, of course.
But,
Who doesn't? Yeah,
but, I do respect Kane as a player. I just don't really think he does much for England.
it's
I
true.
think Ivan Toney could do more because this season, some of the goals he scored, that chip, his penalties. I mean, Kane can take a pen, but Ivan Toney's penalty takeout is one of the coldest I've ever seen.
You know, Ivan Toney has 100% penalty completion rate. He's never had a penalty missed or saved. It's always gone in.
Who's your third option? Because this is an interesting one. Because you can go Tammy, but I kind of look at Tammy. I think I like Tammy, but Callum Wilson gives you something different.
Yeah, it's true, but can you rely on Callum Wilson? Because is he going to be
can't.
fit?
You can't.
When
but-
was the last time he made an England squad? 2018?
Yeah, but I think now's the time. Newcastle are on the up. They're on the rise. He's in form. Like you said, you can't bank on his fitness. But when you got Tony and Kane anyway as options,
True, but then you have to bring it back to what we said at the start of the show. Gareth Southgate has favourites. He always picks the same guys. So if you're going to ask for a James Maddison, and he's probably not going to make it due to like Gareth Southgate's favourites, is Callum Wilson even going to make it too?
Yeah, no. I believe I'm fully with you. He'll choose Tammy, but there's loads of players that you just feel like he's going to choose over
Definitely.
players he should.
That's true. We've left out players like Connor Cody. Look, when it comes to Connor Cody, I think he's having a decent season with Everton so far, but everybody says the same thing about Cody. Never his defensive abilities. There's always like, he's a good leader, good in the changing room, good passion. There's never really anything about his ability. So that's Connor Cody. Speaking about Conor Gallagher as well.
Connor Cody has those intangibles, but so does Jordan Henderson. And
How did we forget him?
We've left him at home. Why have we forgotten him? It might have been the latter. But are we bringing? Can we get Hendo on the plane? Maybe we'll sneak him through the luggage. We can just fold him up.
Yeah, I think so. I think you might need to put him in 2 separate suitcases. But yeah, I think
We need
Jordan.
someone to shout on the training ground, don't we?
There you go. Passion, hard work, leadership, intangibles. You can't ever write off an intangible. So yeah, Jordan Henderson, Conor Gallagher.
Yeah, Gallagher, I like Gallagher. He presses well, but when you look at all those forward options, and he can't play midfield.
No, they can't. Anyone else we're missing out on? We can speak about Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, he just doesn't really play much football, does he, these days?
He does more modelling than football at the moment.
Dan Burn can't fit on the plane, really, can he?
No, he needs the extra leg room. He needs the priority seats.
too
He
much
needs
money.
everything.
It's a-
He's like
it's
me.
a tough time of
You know,
year.
when I go on planes, I can't actually sit in the normal economy seats because my legs are just like so like cramped.
horrible.
I have to go sit in the exit seats, or I have to save up for like business class. But it's horrible. So Dan Burn, I know the struggle you're going through, man.
And Eze, this is tough to leave out. But again, it's a bit like Gallagher in that, like, can I fit him in? Eze can play in the midfield. Is Southgate going to play a 3 midfield? Probably not.
He's one of the most stylish players I've ever seen. He has the hair, he has the low socks.
Oh, Palace have got something good going on there. They're a cool
Beautiful.
team.
They've got something going on nicely there. But I just think with Barry Eze, it might just be one tournament too soon. I think if the tournament was maybe next year or the year after, he could have been like a shoo-in for the team. But just at the moment, they're just players that are better than him, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if he picks England's nationality. It seems like he's a bit on the fence with it at the moment.
It's true. But that was our squad. Let us know who we missed or who we should put in down below in the comments. Thank you for listening, guys. We'll be on every Monday and Friday dissecting the World Cup groups, and we'll have some live shows with some mega guests splattered in between.
If you want to check us out on all socials across the platforms, we'll be there.
Bottle Job Pod, don't forget it.
Turn those notification bells on. Do all that good stuff.
Definitely, because we will be having some crazy guests on. That is a fact.